At the middle of the Caribbean Sea, a family is celebrating their vacation on their yacht. The mother, Julia, jumps into the water to swim. While relaxing, she feels something strange, but because nothing is visible around, she thinks that perhaps it will be her illusion. A few seconds later, the same strange feeling happens again. This time also, nothing is visible, but now she gets scared and starts swimming towards the yacht. Just then, suddenly, someone starts pulling her leg and she starts screaming loudly for help. Her daughter Cassie is listening to music with headphones on, therefore, she does not hear anything. Husband Tom and son Ben are busy fishing. Julia tries to stay afloat on the water, but due to water entering the mouth, screaming becomes difficult. A little while later, Tom realizes that for a long time, he has not seen Julia. He searches for her on the yacht and then sees his wife in danger. He calls the children, takes the yacht in that direction and jumps into the water. Quickly reaching Julia, he handles her and swims towards the yacht. The children pull both up. The family handles Julia. But Julia explains to herself that perhaps due to the waves it would have happened at night. Everyone together celebrates Ben's birthday. When Cassie gets a call from her boyfriend, she takes the laptop and goes outside. On the video call, her boyfriend shows that big black clouds have covered the city. The call glitches and freezes. Cassie comes to tell this thing to the family, but Tom says that perhaps due to being far from land, the signal is weak. Just then, everyone hears a sound. They all go outside and see that a group of whalefish is passing. Tom explains that whalefish always follow the Earth's magnetic field, but when a storm comes, they get confused. Suddenly, the yacht shakes violently and Ben falls. Tom worries that perhaps the yacht has not been damaged, so he goes to check below by diving. A little while later, he comes back to the surface, but on his shoulder, there is a big wound. Julia immediately stitches his wound. Tom tells that inside the water, he felt as if there was a very big creature behind him, but when he turned to look, he got cut from the propeller. He says that whatever thing it was very big. Tom sees a lot of damage on the yacht, therefore, they have to call for help. Julia tries repeatedly on the radio. Cassie searches for a signal on the phone, but nothing works. Just then, Cassie sees a strange creature, and she screams, but it is just Ben, who is joking by wearing a mask. A little while later, the yacht shuts down completely and gets stuck in the middle of the sea. Julia hears a voice on the radio, but the voice is so bad that she does not understand anything. Tom tells the family that they have only 4 days of food water left, and now they will have to wait for some fishing boat. Suddenly, something is detected on the radar, and the family hears a strange sound. Everyone runs outside and sees with surprise that many meteors are falling on the ground. Where meteors fall, big explosions happen there. When a meteor falls in the water near them, Tom immediately tries to start the yacht. The engine runs with difficulty, but just then another meteor hits that area. The family holds each other tightly out of fear. Just then, Tom understands that the fireballs that are falling are not meteors but satellites. At the same time, Ben sees that smoke is coming out of the yacht. Tom checks and it is confirmed that the engine has broken down. The wind starts becoming strong, so the family hides inside the yacht. Without noticing that the compass is spinning very fast, the yacht starts shaking violently. Ben falls again, and this time he also gets injured. The waves are hitting the yacht violently. Tom struggles and goes outside and brings the life jackets. Just then, the power goes. Tom immediately presses the button of the power box, and the light comes back. At that time, Ben notices that blood is flowing from Julia's nose. Julia starts feeling dizzy, while Cassie goes to the sink and vomits. Tom keeps trying the radio, but does not get a signal. Suddenly, a loud, high-pitched noise comes, and the wind becomes even stronger. Julia tries to close the doors, but a hatch opens, and the wind starts breaking the windows. Tom lights a flare, and a little while later, darkness spreads. The next morning, the family wakes up in shock that they have survived the storm, but the yacht has become half destroyed. When they come outside, they see that the sea's water has disappeared, and the yacht is now stuck on the land. Everyone becomes shocked seeing this. Cassie checks the signal, but the network is completely down. Ben starts playing with 2 dead crabs. Tom checks the compass and sees that it has reversed. This last happened 7 lakh years ago. Cassie feels that her boyfriend must have died and she breaks down. When Julia comes to explain to her, Cassie pushes her away and goes to hide. Julia and Tom look at the remaining supplies. Ben ties his birthday balloons to a stone so that perhaps some remaining survivor sees them. Tom tries the radio again and this time gets a connection with a man. His name is Nu, and he is the captain of a submarine. His submarine is also stuck on land. He confirms that the magnetic poles have reversed, therefore the ocean has receded and the land has submerged. He says that he has not seen any other survivors yet, and communication systems are completely down. He also says that perhaps the poles will reverse again, and perhaps in 1 week the sea will come back. He warns the family to climb as high a place as possible because when the water comes back, it will be very dangerous. He says his partner was killed in the crash, and in the submarine, there is space for only 3 people. Julia and Tom tell him, please save our children. He gives them his coordinates. Tom calculates that reaching the submarine will take 2 to 3 days. He tells the family, today night rest well. Tomorrow morning we will leave. The next morning, the family is packing their belongings. Just then, Tom sees something moving nearby. It is a limping man who has a harpoon in his hand, and with him, a dog is barking continuously. Tom goes to him and gives him a water bottle, but the man speaks in a language that Tom cannot understand. After drinking the water, the stranger suddenly hits Tom's head with the bottle and kicks him hard in the face. Julia runs out of fear, but by then it is too late. That man has already inserted the harpoon into Tom's stomach. Tom writhes for a few moments, and then he cuts his neck too. Then that man runs after Julia and throws the harpoon at her, due to which she gets injured in her shoulder. Julia, enduring the pain, runs inside the yacht and tells the children to hide. She locks the door. Cassie and Ben go inside the sofa. Julia hands them the flare gun and hides in the bathroom, taking a knife. That man pushes hard on the door and finally enters inside. First he picks up some food and then starts searching here and there in the yacht, then goes towards the bathroom. But Julia smartly gets out through a small hole. That man thinks that Julia has run away, but as soon as she starts leaving quietly, his dog sees her and starts barking. The dog pounces on her, so Julia kills it with the knife. Hearing the dog scream, that man comes out and seeing his dog's body becomes furious. In the meantime, Julia tries to enter from the other side of the yacht. She climbs up and starts entering inside through the broken window, but that man reaches there first. He grabs her and punches her hard, due to which she falls down. Julia tries to save herself by holding the furniture, but that man kicks her and throws her away. Then he puts his foot on her wrist so that she leaves the knife, and then grabbing her hair, slams her face on the ground and throwing her on the sofa, starts strangling her. The children are watching all this. Cassie comes out and fires the flare gun, which hits that man directly. He burns up and fire starts spreading in the yacht. The children immediately run away, but Julia comes back. She kicks him and knocks him down, picks up the map and bag and runs away from there. Ben and Cassie go to their father and start crying. Julia also sits with them, and all three together say the last goodbye to Tom with tears. Just then that scary man comes out of the yacht again, so the family starts running again. In just a little while, the yacht blows up with a big explosion. After walking a little distance, they stop near a small waterfall so that they can rest a little. Cassie thinks that perhaps that madman came after seeing their balloons. Hearing this, Ben starts considering himself guilty. Julia explains to him that in this, it was not his fault, and tells everyone to move forward because that man is still behind them. On the way, near a small pond, Ben is shocked seeing a dead hammerhead shark. Just then, Julia notices that that man is about to reach close to them again. Everyone starts running and falls down from a sand dune, where they see poisonous garbage. The family crosses it carefully, and it seems that they have gotten rid of that man. Walking on, they start seeing big dead sea animals and all the plastic accumulated under the sea. Ben starts walking slowly, so Julia understands that he is near dehydration. She tells everyone to stop. When she looks at the water bottle, she gets a shock. The water in the bottle is almost finished. Cassie realizes that perhaps she had not closed the bottle properly. Julia shouts in anger that due to her carelessness, the water has finished. Cassie replies, "What does it matter? Anyway, we are not going to survive." A long argument happens between the two. Still, the family keeps moving forward. A little while later, they find a crashed plane. Seeing something moving inside, everyone gets scared, but it is just some birds. The family decides that they will spend the night inside the plane. They share a little snack, and Julia finds a family photo in Tom's jacket, seeing which her heart breaks. Cassie asks, "Mom, what was your and Dad's love story?" Julia smiles and tells, "Tom was my patient in the hospital. Then one day he expressed his love by giving flowers and a lovely poem." In the middle of the night, Cassie goes outside the plane. Just then that scary man tries to grab her from behind, but Julia suddenly pounces on him from behind and repeatedly stabs him with the knife, killing him. Cassie calms her mother by hugging her. The next morning, worms are swarming on that man's corpse. The family notices that on his body there are many bite marks, meaning in this area, some dangerous creature is hidden. As soon as they leave from there, crabs come out of his mouth. A few hours later, Julia and Cassie are looking at the map, but Ben quietly goes ahead. Julia shouts, "Stop!" but Ben starts drinking water by leaning into a pond. Julia immediately pulls him out and explains that unknown water can make him sick. The sunlight becomes very strong, so the family covers their heads with clothes. Ben starts feeling dizzy. Just then, they find some old chairs, and Julia and Cassie make a temporary shelter out of them. Julia gives Ben an injection and decides that they will spend the night there. In the morning, Julia wakes up hearing a strange sound. Going outside to look, a big swarm of crabs is coming towards them. She immediately wakes the children, and all three start running. Running, they see a big cargo ship. There, 3 crew members are alive. One woman wants to help them, but the other 2 men refuse, and leaving the 3 family outside, lock the container. The crabs come close. Julia makes the children climb on top of the container. When she herself starts climbing, the crabs bite her foot hard. The children pull her up, otherwise she would have fallen down. Through a hole in the container, half the crabs enter inside. The crew members start firing, but the crabs overpower them and kill both. The last man reaches the roof hole, but the crabs pull him down too, and he also dies. Julia bandages her wound and faints. A little while later, when she wakes up, she finds herself alone in the middle of a sandstorm. Panicking, she starts searching for the children, picks up a dead woman's weapon and screams loudly, "Cassie, hearing her voice, comes back and tells that she and Ben had gone to look for help, but no one was found. Then both meet Ben, who finds an open container where they can stay until the storm ends. Julia takes out Tom's lighter and seals her wound by burning it, which is extremely painful. After the storm subsides, they find another container in which there are many water bottles. While checking the bodies, they also find a radio and a gun. Julia contacts the boat and tells that the map is lost. On this, Nu tells that they were attacked by arthropods. They are now its creatures who have gone completely mad due to the oxygen. Now the boat tells the family to hurry up because its instruments have calculated that the sea will come back sooner than expected and they have only a few hours left. He shoots a flare and the family starts walking in that direction. After a long walk, the family finds a broken toilet in which Ben urinates. Now they finally see the submarine nearby. But to reach there, they will have to cross a big rocky path. As soon as they pass through the path, the walls start shaking and stones start falling, due to which a terrible rock slide happens. Julia immediately pushes her children to the side, and herself also moves back so that she is not crushed. Now a stone wall has come between them. Julia tells the children to move ahead without her, but Cassie refuses and insists that her mother should try to climb. A lot of argument happens, and after shouting, Julia promises that she will find her children later. Helplessly, Cassie drags her brother and takes him forward. The children climb the rocky path and run towards the submarine. But reaching there, they see that Nu is lying outside, drenched in blood. He explains that for him, everything is over, and now the children can take the submarine. Thinking that there will be an extra space, Cassie runs back to find her mother. Just then, Julia sees the crabs coming, and she starts firing. She kills some crabs, but the swarm is very big, and fighting with everyone becomes difficult. At the same time, Cassie appears on top of the wall and extends her hand. So Julia, despite her injured leg, starts climbing quickly. With Cassie's help, she reaches the other side and both run together towards the submarine. Ben is already standing on top and opens fire so that the crabs remain disturbed until the family climbs up. The crabs, as soon as they reach the boat's body, immediately start eating it. Julia picks up the gun and continues firing until the children go inside. When they are safe, Julia understands that the bullets are finished, so she throws the gun at the crabs and goes inside with her children. The family locks the hatch properly and from the window sees the crabs all around the submarine. At this very moment, the sea comes back, so all three immediately sit in their seats, wear the belts, and hold each other's hands. The strong waves start throwing the submarine violently here and there, due to which Julia starts seeing visions of the entire journey and Cassie vomits. Soon, that high-pitched sound comes back and the family faints. A little while later, Julia and the children regain consciousness and are happy seeing themselves alive. They unlock the hatch and come outside and see that the waves have dropped the submarine in a destroyed city, meaning now there is hope to survive and start a new life, and here the film ends. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and definitely press the bell icon so that you keep getting such fun videos. Thank you for watching.